What's good, FB? What's your name in Discord, brother? What's your name? Good, Dylan. Happy Friday, brother. Good, Ibrahim. Good morning. I'm on the same PC right now. It never was broken. I just had to get a new part. 51.4. What's up, brother? Welcome back to your setup. Yeah, thank you, man. Feels good to be back. Feels good to be back. Yeah, I think I'll trade my funded on my phone. TGIF. Yeah, we might get a TGIF. It's part of the game plan. It's possible. What's good, Bailey? Appreciate you. Go back to the MacBook. Yeah, MacBook was so good. When they make a bolt, it's very good for daily payouts. Looks like we're gonna hit some targets before market even opens. Is it worth trading today on my fund ends as a beginner because of the massive Asia move? Good question. Good question. I can't tell you if it's worth it or not, but it is probably going to be difficult. Beautiful longs. It's possible. It's possible. Game plan. I'm not even going to sit here and say, if you want to look at the full game plan, it's all on Twitter. All on Twitter. I post every single thing on Twitter. Is it worth trading today? It's probably going to be difficult. What you can do if you don't know is paper trade and just see how you would do, brother. See how you would do, right? If you think today's gonna be a little bit tricky, just paper trade and study. See how you would do. Buys for today. I'm interested in a new low of day, and then from there we'll have to see if we get a TGIF or if we continue to flush. So initially we're looking for a new low of day. So if we just get manipulation higher, we can look for shorts. Blew my one funded one day before payout. Can you insult me? How'd you blow your funded, brother? TGIF's possible if we take out the low. It's possible. Are you gonna trade even after the big Asia move? Possibly. The ICT speech you posted about looking at the market like a psychopath, Loki hitting. He's so right. I love that one. Lucid Flexor Pro. I like Flex more. Is it possible? Is it all possible if you know the narrative in the OL? How does the Apex 50% rule work? What do you mean Apex 50%? What's the Apex 50% rule? Things element from 50-minute fair value. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, I might look for a trade. I mean, I'm looking for one. We'll see if the model forms. I already made 400 on my Alpha Zero funded. Should I just trade? Uh, if I were you, I'd risk like 200 probably, because you get the winning day guaranteed then, and you can potentially look for a bigger day. That's what I would do. I'm not saying that's what you should do. That's just what I would do. Yes, the only locked in because I heard that speech. I know, but you started posting in your journal and stuff. It's crazy. Guy's a new man. Is 20% consistent too bad? It's it's not ideal, but you can definitely do it. You're probably gonna want to target the same profit every day. So, for example, like if you make 400 on the day, you're done. Lucid does not have activation fees. I'm already signed in. Okay, 5 minutes till market open. Bearish initially, yes. If I have a profit on Alpha 54, record 1500, move on 52.5. If I have a day, I think you just have to make $1. I think you have to be positive $1. Isn't that the rule? I think that's the, is it positive $1? Yeah, it must be right. I think you have to be up at least $1. So you would need 52, but also, oh, it's an Alpha Zero, I guess, right? So you can only request 1500. Yeah, you would need 52,501. You would need 52,501 to request. I don't even know if that's true because I feel like I've requested. I have 2 Lucid fundings currently. My next payout I'm aiming for is Lucid. So I won't be trading any other firm until I get a Lucid payout. Shorted and Pasture Alpha, nice. Got a Discord name is Karen. Okay, got you, brother. I just got a 50K account funded, made 400 yesterday. Didn't reach 5 days of 150. What buffer? You got to get to $2,000. This was an easy long setup, right? It was an easy long setup. I mean, if you yes, but it's just not something I would ever take. I mean, why would I trust this one, right? There's no reason for me to trust that 920 will pull higher. Now, if we swept out the sell side, then maybe. What's good, in? You got work, brother? FRMI today landed at 10 and overnight. Nice, bro. So get the account to 54 favor or taking payout. It doesn't have to be 54. You can even do 52.5, right? And request $500. Depends what you want to pay yourself. Are you able to draw around 3 scenarios if you're able to? I don't want. I have 2 scenarios for today. Scenario 1, we'll be looking for a short. If we manipulate higher, target overnight low. If we take out that overnight low and we stay heavy, I wouldn't mind taking it. And I mean like heavy, like yesterday, where it just looked like it was gonna keep going down forever. Then I'll look for a protraction. Otherwise, we look for a TGIF. So it's pretty simple. I mean, we're taking a reversal model to the Asia low, and if we don't get that potential TGIF from Asia low, that's it. That's the game plan. Yeah, DXY is going lower, but it is still a pretty bullish higher time frame. Gatie, I got it funded on 450. Gatie, I got funded on 4 Alpha 050Ks. What is the best blueprint to succeed? You gotta cycle them, brother. If you want to guarantee, I won't say guarantee, but if you want your best chance at a payout, you gotta cycle them. Do not copy trade them. One by one. So you risk $200 per trade. One by one. You aim for that winning day. And you just keep going. And if you lose, you switch accounts. If you win, you stay on that account. If I get 500 per account from Lucid, balance of 5170, I'll have 1250 left. Correct. Yes, correct. Why you mark out midnight open? That's what I use to frame my daily power of 3. Why would you ask this in YouTube chat? Literally use ChatGPT? Which question? Gatie, if I ever get 500. Oh yes, sorry. I just saw your message on TikTok. Yes, Bailey. Why would you ask? I don't know if ChatGPT will know that one. For the 0.75R strategy, you need to get a cheaper account pass in 2 days or a pro account where you can pass it 1 day. That's when. Oh. But then the payout's a lot harder, Koala. Like the max payout's a lot harder. Do you know about quarterly theory? I don't know about everything, but I'll tell you one thing right now. I probably learned quarterly theory, at least like the basics of it, probably before any of you guys started trading, or the people who do trade it. That was like one of the first things I started to bandwagon on, and I didn't like it, so I just stopped. I can't let Alpha Shifty got a short outside, but with my pair. They're doing a big update. That's why it's super delayed. Yeah, the Koala, I don't know if that's going to be more profitable. Yeah, you only need 3 days, but like I guess you'd have to what though? Like the goal is to make max payouts. So it's tricky. Tricky. I don't know if it's the better strategy. All right, we have market open here. Yes, max payout is 1500 on the 50K. 2 more winning days for a max payout on Lucid. You better make sure that if you lose, you can walk away, brother. Do not blow that account trying to force a winning day. It doesn't matter if you get those winning days today, tomorrow, next week, 2 weeks. Does not matter. Want to see a manipulation higher? Probably even higher than that. We can even just take out the buy side. The most obvious prominent buy side would be right here. If we can get a 62-point stop, we can take a trade with two cons. Go to the 30-second. There's nothing I'd want to see on the 30-second right now, but if you want to see it, you can look right now. There's a small inversion right there. RTH gap high. Let's mark out some quadrants today. I haven't really been using these. Pretty large gap today. At 57 points on ES. All right, let's just do this. Okay, looks like we may take out our main objective here. So I wouldn't mind longing, like I said, TGIF idea. This aligns with org 25. So if we sweep sell side, yeah, I wouldn't mind taking a long. We can target. We did hit midnight open here, but have 750K best of copper to them or trade them separately. It depends what your goal is. Depends what your goal is. If your goal is your best chance at one payout, you gotta go one by one. If you have a 100-point stop, 100 times 2, yeah. Okay. I'd use MNQU. I mean, that's what I'm going to be using. Just keep my life simple. Just pick one. Easiest thing you can do is just pick one and use it. All right, we make a lower low here. Still not really any first presentation I would trust, so we're just going to let this do its thing for now. Like I said, we do have that Asia low as a potential target. Shorting 5-minute IFEG. Good luck. We buying the dip this Friday? I think we're gonna make a new low of month. So I don't think I'll be buying any dips until 28.5. Is it 50% of amount total or 100% total amount? 100%. It's 50% of your profit balance. Okay, we have a very nice, obvious first presentation gap here, or whatever you want to just call it, a fair value gap. You could probably use this to get in short. Something like this, maybe. I don't know if this is a good stop loss, though. Would I long this? We didn't really take out the main objective. If we took out this low, I would be looking really aggressively for a long here. Auto hasn't even formed anyways. Is your broker for... No, I don't know what that is. No, yes, didn't take it either. Just gonna wait. I really do think we can take out the... Are those pre-market highs? Yeah, pre-market highs. Pre-market high is always a good target. Maybe if we form a bullish fair value gap, I'll buy that. Not really a protraction model. Holy 85-point stop. Markets are not messing around. Well, technically, my model has not formed. There's no CISD that I can trust. However, I could take a protraction should that form. Have to be, trade back in long. We'll see. I like the idea of it running up here. It's just there's a chance that we we want to come down to the low. Also, today's max loss is 1% on the live account. So whatever trade I take, we got to make sure it's really an A plus trade because we only get one chance unless we break even or partial a win or something. Um, and this could be a buy here. I'm gonna wait for a potential protraction. But you'd probably, we can study a little bit of something like this. Can't frame a 62-point stop. Now let's just say we make a higher high. Put my stop loss here. Still 80 points. Holy man, this market is crazy. If we get a one candle order block here, I can buy that. I'd want to be able to buy a retest. Of something like this, potentially. That'd be a nice trade. 62-point stop. So one contract risks 125. Two contracts risks 250. I just gotta do some math. Let me open up a calculator here. Uh, we didn't get a one candle OB. A little bit skeptical. Dollar index looks pretty weak. Take a look at the Dow Jones making lower lows. And it doesn't look like we'll get the OB, so it's pretty easy. Our job is easy. When the model does inform, we simply don't click the button. So I anticipate it maybe to. So there volume imbalance in there. Yeah, I missed that. I anticipate it to potentially run down here. This can't be a short. That's not my model. This high I can't trust. So there's no short here for me. If we get another protraction, maybe I can short that. I don't think we will. So I'm just looking at this. To me, it looks like it wants to run down here. Again, this is not a short for me. Model here. This is MNQ. Yes, brother. This is MNQ. Someone asked, both long and shorts right now look risky because we took liquidity pool. I mean, are you even looking at a ladder? We're hedging. I would fade. Be on hand. Don't long, bro. Trust. Bro, I don't know. You're saying a lot, bro. Thinking bearish. 872 incoming. Did you manage those payouts? What you mean manage those payouts? I make it a difference. Still thinking. Yeah, Asia Low's a good draw. Yeah, I don't mind Asia Low's a draw. I just, what is the next draw right now? Is it Asia Low or is it the pre-market highs? Or is it unclear? In which case you wait, right? Right now it looks pretty clear to me. I mean, if we inverse this especially, it's likely going to run down the Asia low. And then we decide, does it stay heavy or does it want to run those pre-market highs? Right now, I like pre-market highs as a target, personally. It's taking really long, though. Where do you see the volume imbalance? Between these two candles. You got to include that in your annotation. It's been a while since I traded on my computer. It feels good. No, I don't. I'm not connected with Fortnite, Fortune Live X. I don't know what that is. Okay, definitely a lot of back and forth here. So probably gonna be a sloppy first 30 minutes. Yeah, yesterday I was off. I couldn't trade. I don't think I would have traded anyways. I don't think I would have taken anything. I was bearish, but it sold off so quickly. I wasn't ready. You missed that volume imbalance? You mean initially on the short you took? I don't think it's a bad short. It just depends what your model is. I have to be able to trust this high to short. You're in the system? No, I'm not. You can DM me, yeah, sure. Short off the OB? You mean here? 931. Subsidence? It's okay. I mean, it's a hard one to see. I didn't see it either at first. ES doesn't have one, so. Small. Yeah, I wouldn't take this. Gonna let it do its thing until 72 incoming. I'm just gonna wait. We're gonna probably wait at least 8 more minutes, guys, because there's nothing obvious here. You can DM me, brother, sure. Although, if it's anything to do with that, like, I'm not really interested, just to be honest with you. Save us both some time. Here we get like a 75-point stop. Sucks is framing a 62-point stop is going to be a little bit difficult. Some pretty good speed, but can't really trade this. Can just study something like this, perhaps. Makes a higher high. Asia, I don't think anything's too important. It's not the most impactful 10 a.m. news. But then again, it depends on what comes. You know, if it's like a really big difference, then it could potentially play a role. Say you buy the OB retest, would stop at the OB low. But we can study this trade. Again, I wouldn't take this. But technically, this was the order block we were looking for. I don't like how long it took to form. For me, that lowers the probability. So we'll just wait. But we did respect that fair value gap. We never inversed. We never inversed. Some people probably shorted at 939. But we never inversed. In fact, we perfectly respected that volume imbalance to the tick. Org 50s also up here is always a possibility. I'm going to remove this. I don't want to study that. I think this needs to be a lighter color. Yeah, that's way nicer. Okay. So, if I was in a trade, I would want to see this respected. If I was in a long. Very back and forth right now. I don't think we'll leave any equal highs. I honestly think we'll see price deliver in this entire range that I'm drawing right now. I just think it's going to be sloppy. That's why we're bullish. I don't think we're past an eval, loss of funded. Well, they're replaced. It's just too sloppy right now, guys. Just gonna wait. You know, most likely what's gonna happen, or what it looks like is happening, is we're engineering a sell side here. And we're engineering buy side. And then 10 a.m. we'll run one side and probably reverse to the other. What's good, Defi? It was a good trade. Appreciate you asking. We took liquidity at 9:30. I think we still have just being neutral here. The 5-minute IPG short, that's a trade I rarely look to take. In fact, I don't think I've ever done something like that. A 5-minute pre-market IPG short off 9:30 volatility. I don't like that. Unless we were consolidating pre-market, it's just way too risky to trade right at the open when it's already moved. Took a short and got stopped out. Good SL or bad? I think the stop loss was fine. I mean, I'll tell you in terms of my system. First of all, if I took a short, I'd probably have to give that trade like 4 out of 10. Like I don't think I could have. I don't think I can give any setup here over a C. Like there's not even a B setup in this price action. Not even a B setup. Maybe you can argue 943 long is a B setup. But after you see this back and forth, it's like, no way. In terms of stop loss placement, sure. What about equal lows? What about equal highs? I mean, it's the same. The market's sideways. 5-minute IPG short was invalidated when the swing low was taken by that candle that inversed. Sure. Your IFEG, your equal highs, your equal lows, your whatever, none of that matters if the market's going to go sideways. None of that matters, right? Huge move overnight, pre-market, first 30 minutes, you have to be extra cautious. Have to be extra cautious. So we'll just wait. 10 a.m. power 3 potentially, or 10:30. What is this? This is a consolidation opening range. You always pass the evals and lose the third one on the funded? Are you doing 0 points? What are you doing on the funded? Also, bro, you didn't take an A plus trade, bro. Koala, the most important thing about this strategy is the trade selection on the funded, brother. And the evals. Like, you have to be patient. You have to think about it as like, I just need to win one trade. And that's a max payout, right? Like that's the mindset you have to attack it with. One winning trade is a max payout. So I gotta choose the best trade of the week. Not the best trade of the first 15 minutes. No, the best trade of the week. If you take 5 days and you take one trade, but it's A++, that's the best thing you can do, right? Think about it. Like if you don't trade Monday, don't trade Tuesday, don't trade Wednesday, you take a trade on Thursday, A+, let's just say you win that trade, nice. If you lose that trade, that's fine too. But the alternative is you take a bad trade on Monday, you lose, you have to get a new evals pass, and you're building up your expenses. You do the same thing on Tuesday, you do the same thing on Wednesday, and then boom, Thursday you're on your 4th try when you could have just waited until Thursday to begin with, right? You have been profitable? I've been net profitable for like 2 years now. You think edging HLOs here is something regular? I gotta stop shorting to it? Yes, very regular, very anticipated. I'm not going to say it couldn't have flushed, but I will say you can't be surprised that it's going sideways in the first 30 minutes. You can't be surprised because we already moved. Guys, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you don't know, you now know. If we have a large move overnight, the probability of the first 30 minutes going sideways is pretty high. I'm not going to say that it won't flush ever, but you can't be surprised. I'm not saying don't trade. I'm just saying if you see it go sideways, don't be surprised. Don't be like, what? What is this? Price action sucks. What the hell? Where did this come from? No, we had a huge sell-off overnight. It makes sense that we're going sideways right now, right? That's all. That's all I'm going to say. You only trade on live or also off? I do off too. I haven't taken any trades on my live account off stream yet, so that one, although I probably will eventually start doing that, maybe, I don't know. I'll always tell you guys though. It wasn't that large overnight. I would say it was pretty large. I mean, if you look at the high, the range to the low, 733 points. I don't know, man. That's pretty large. 733. And then you have a London to pre-market of 350. So It's pretty large. I would just look at it visually, Karma. Look at it visually. If we trended in one direction overnight, it's large. Even if it was only 200 points, if we were going down from 7 a.m. all the way to 9:30, just slowly going down, 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 down. Like if we're trending, this is a very obvious trend. And then obviously we have a retracement, and this is sloppy, but we're still trending. If you want to see the best 9:30 price action, you have to see this in pre-market. It needs to be like this. I use interactive brokers for live. It's not something I'd recommend for futures trading. I use it just because all my stock accounts are there. You trade Asia sometimes. Yesterday after 9:30, what the heck was that? No opportunity that whatsoever. Yeah, I would agree there wasn't any clean opportunities. 350 points. Yes, I wouldn't say average. Not for pre-market. For morning session maybe. But either way, I don't classify it by points. I classify it but by trends. Like it just continued to sell off. Also, you have to ask yourself if targets were hit too, right? We had already taken out the daily low Wednesday, June 24th. That was probably a target. I would have definitely looked. I even said it yesterday that I would be targeting that today. Then I woke up and it was hit. This PH shit this week is shit. That's okay. I took protection on yes. I see that was opportunity. You took the protraction on yes. Yeah. Sometimes you can tell. Like if you guys trade my model, my protraction, or something similar, you can almost tell when the market is so heavy that you can take like a very deep protraction. I am live on TikTok. Like for example, yesterday it was dumping really hard, but you can like take the protraction here if you get that sort of sense that this market is just going to continue to flush. And then you can just hop in that trend, you know. And even though it looks like a very deep discount entry for shorts, you can still take it. And what do you recommend for live trading? What other brokerage? I'd probably say Tradeovate or TradeStation. Can you explain why is it low probability day after huge night? I'm not saying it's low probability day. I just think the first 30 minutes will be difficult, up to the first hour. What's one trading idea? One trading idea I wished I knew earlier? What do you mean trading idea? Like a trade idea? Like a trade setup that I take? Yeah, I actually think I took the same protraction on an eval FB, if I'm being honest. I think I took the exact same one. It formed on NQ as well. It was like the only one that formed early. The first trade idea. Um, so the first trade I wish I knew earlier, but I'll be honest, bro. Like the first trades I was taking are pretty similar to the trades I'm taking now. But how do you put money into Tradeovate? Yeah, they're a broker. You have to deposit money. I'm a silver bullet guy. I like that. You see the video of that woman showing a chart on a whiteboard and everyone clowned her and that exact structure played out yesterday in the hourly? I haven't seen that video. Went went from 450 down to 300. Should have taken my piece. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, brother. If you won, then you would have said you did a good thing. If you lost, again, don't judge it by P&L. It's just not the way to judge it. Yesterday I was traveling, so I couldn't stream. Like 25K into that broker. However much you want. It depends. You don't have to put that much into Tradeovate. Does the PM silver bullet still work? Of course. You just have to know when it's good and when it's not good. Right? Nothing works all the time. But when you, I was actually, I was no, I didn't trade off stream yesterday. I took an eval trade. That's it. Um, bias. Still bearish. My initial draw, my main target is lower. I won't really consider longs unless we take out this objective. So it's easy right now. We just have to wait for a potential short. Should I focus on one account and aim for reaching live from this one funded account? I wouldn't make reaching live your goal. I would just focus on trying to get a payout. This US 100. No, it's NQ, but it's basically the same, yeah. For 930 reversal, if NQ does not take SSL but ES, these will look for reversal. Wait. Yeah, I don't mind. I'll take it. If it happens and then there's speed right after, that's your sign that the SMT will hold. You know. Now there is a good chance that you'll see it potentially come back and bump. And I'll just re-enter. Not a big deal. It wouldn't be the deciding factor, FB. It would be what happens after. It would be what happens after. Anyway, I was listening to a book yesterday, and the guy explained something very nice. He's like, when you can get enough nuances in your trade setup, you can really get really high probability good precision entries. This could go up all the way to London, by the way, and I'd still be bearish. If we went all the way up here, I'd still look for a short. I haven't full ported CPI in a while. No, I don't think I'm going to do that again. I'd still look for short from there, so it can go there if it wants to. ES taking out or 50. Even if I was to short, I'd have to wait for a closure here. Holy, that's a big stop loss. Made 2K, nice. As long as you followed your rules. Yeah, don't judge your success by P&L. You gotta look if it's a good trend line. Breakout traders are having a blast right now. I don't know how it works. And maybe they would have longed here or shorted here. I don't know how that works. If you're a breakout trader, yeah, I guess this would be your buy, right? 956. Stop at the opposing end or something. Something like that. Or a false breakout trader. Big stop loss. You can adjust your risk. No, I mean, one contract is big. Jimmy on YouTube, go to appreciate you, bro. Rate Tradeify. Brother, honestly, Alpha, Lucid, Tradeify, Top Step. Whichever one has a discount is S tier, bro. Whichever one has a good discount, it's S tier. At this point, they all quite literally have nearly the same account. I will say Alpha does have the benefit of not needing a buffer. So if you're a new trader, that one's probably the best for you because you don't have to build a buffer. Apex is good for beginners or very experienced. The main benefit to Apex is 20 accounts. Yeah, Fundinex. You ever had trouble? What do you mean trouble? Trouble as in like I'm losing and not getting a payout, or trouble as in like requesting issues and processing issues? Elusive Flex. Yeah, you're gonna need any other firm. You're gonna need a buffer, which is fine. I mean, it's not the end of the world. You're gonna have to practice that eventually. You remember you? Yeah, you used to troll me, right? Why do you think SpaceX is going to go below 150? I don't ever try to predict IPO stuff. I just let them do their thing. Oh, denying? I mean, I did trade news once at 10:01, so I got 3 payouts denied. That was a little bit frustrating, but no. Just don't trade news. Why Alpha made a rule for 50% of total amount? That was on the standard account. They don't have that anymore. Any possible entry? No. There's nothing I could have potentially taken here. TPT? Yo, TPT is really good. I would still use them. I would still use them if I could. How do you get a buffer? You have to make over $2,000 on the account. Gatie, I have 2 Lucid Flex and I have the same balance, 4,500. Should I trade today and make a buffer? Or should I wait for next week? Well, you have 4,500 on your Lucid Flex? Brother, that is a buffer. What more do you want? What more do you want than that? When would you say summer beginning? June. June. I mean, July and August is technically summer, but you can probably start seeing those. Although this June's been pretty good in my opinion. Are they all from ICT, or is there some ideas that you came up with on YouTube playlist videos? Sorry, what do you mean? Are they all from ICT? I haven't learned anything from anyone else on YouTube, if that's what you're asking. Everything I learned was from ICT or just my own backtest and experience. Until when is a 40% discount on Alpha? I think they've made it 25% now. Is it still 40? No trade yet. I think June's been not bad, yeah. Personally, I don't think. I mean, for me, it hasn't been too bad. We'll look for a potential short if we sweep this high. If we just keep going above, it's probably going to be a no trade day for me, guys. Just not what I was looking for. You know, I had a game plan of looking for an overnight low. So let's just say, hypothetically, this market keeps going up, never breaks down after sweeping buy side. Yeah, it's going to be a no trade. Please do not give entries or your entry pin to the live creator. I hate when people do that. Yeah, a lot of people like to share. It's still 40? Oh, maybe it's end of the month then. Guys, Alpha has 40% off until the end of the month. If you haven't taken advantage of that. Yes, Lucid has benchmark dates. If I have 1K, do you recommend I buy a funded account or trade without a funded? Absolutely, without question, buy a funded account, brother. Without question. We have org 50 SMT. I wouldn't short unless we broke below here. Ooh. This looks like it can be a good short. I'd have to wait for the CISD. Damn, 85 points, bro. This market is so greedy. I can't take 2 contracts. But you know what? I'll have a better chance pyramiding. 85 points? What are we doing? 85 points on a 1-minute CISD, too. Not even like. Uh, it'd probably have to be the next candle that just immediately goes down, forms a nice clean inversion for value gap, and then also gives the 1-minute CISD. I guess it's going to be de-risked slightly. And yeah, because we cleared the buy stops here. So we have org 50 SMT as well. I wouldn't wait for London high because of the org 50 SMT. Also, I don't think it'll form if it forms, then I don't think we'll take London high. Do I think it can go right now? Sure. If this holds. If it fails, we've already failed 2 times though. 1, 2. So it's kind of like more iffy now. ES can take it too. Potentially we got an SMT. We don't have to take it. I don't mind. What's going to confirm to me is if we're above this high or not. You know, I would trust it because then we ran the buy side and this would be a wick. I would short. No problem. I don't need it to take London. But it looks like it will, so we just wait. Which model has a higher win rate? Higher win rate or higher profitability? What's good, Camelot? Appreciate you, brother. Been good, man. Been good. Got a payout this June. Felt nice for the confidence boost. And we'll see if we can get another one by the end of the month. I trade micros on my live account. I mean, on all my accounts, to be honest. Pallet boys are shorting. Cool. What is he found you? Shorts will be divine if S&P online highs. Yeah, that'd be cool. I think ES probably just grabbed that. Q hasn't. So any that we can get a market structure shift here. Essentially, this inversion, this stop is just getting bigger and bigger, bro. Yeah, mindset. You mean my highest win rate model or my highest profitability model, right? Because my reversal 9:30, 9:50, 10 a.m. It's probably the highest profitability, just because when it plays, you get such good risk reward, and if you pyramid, definitely the best profitability. But my highest win rate is protraction, specifically 1050 macro. That's gonna be your best protraction model. 950 macro protraction, pretty good too. 1030 is also good. Honestly, if you wait for an A plus protraction, the win rate's so high. You lost everything, bro. Well, did you follow your rules or no? I have a physical journal. Is there an electronic journal you use? I use everything electronic, yeah. I was looking for turtle soup long, the low market one. Yeah, we didn't really get a nice soup. Org 75 SMT now. The best method for farming winning days when you're at max payouts for 5 cycles. You have two strategies. You have two strategies for getting winning days. Option 1, you risk anywhere between $100 and $200 and you take one trade. If you lose, you leave. You leave, you do not trade anymore. You aim for $200. Your second option is to risk the entire account on like a 99% win rate model. I prefer option 1. Just take one trade per day. If you lose, you walk away. If you win, you walk away. If you break even, you could try one more time. And that's it. You aim for $200. Eventually, you'll hit your winning days. What are the stuff you did that made you profitable as a beginner? Well, as a beginner, I was mostly break even. Um, what do you mean beginner? Was you risking eval unfunded? I risked 2,000 on my evals. No giveaway today. It'll be end of week, or sorry, end of month. So probably Monday, unless you guys want me to post it on the weekend. If I want $500 with $1,400 drawdown, I need to get 3,700 for consistency. How would you size? I would just risk 250. Daddy, I got out $1,400. Any advice? Get my funded. You do exactly what you did to get out, brother. You just keep following your system. Nothing ever changes, guys. Up, down, break even, payout, no payout, winning day, no winning day. You just follow your system. That's it. There's nothing else you can do that's better than that. That's the best thing you can do at any point in time. Just follow your system. And if you don't have a clearly defined system, then you need to work on that first. You said something about one contract and large stop loss. I didn't catch that. Okay, let's say hypothetically we get a market structure shift here. And I put my stop at the high. My stop loss 128 points. That's around $250 worth of risk. That sucks. Counter trend trades, I'd probably say 1 or 2 out of 10. Maybe 2 out of 10 trades. Counter trend or counter buys? Like sometimes I'll be bearish, but I take a long. Yeah, I'd say probably like 2 out of 10. How would you risk on a 5K account? Is it a funded account or a live account? I'll plug 100. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. How much drawdown do you have on 5K? If it closes under 1002, I'm sure. Yeah, I'd look for something similar. No trade Monday. This Monday? Or last Monday? I'll trade next Monday. Ooh, they put NFP on Thursday because bank holiday on Friday. That's going to be interesting. No, I'll trade Monday, June 29th. Don't mind. I mean, I would be definitely cautious. Yo, we have a fun week next week. We got Fed Chair, the new guy, speaking at 9 a.m. We got NFP on Thursday. Bank holiday Friday. Your best trading day is probably going to be... I think those are all going to be trading days for me. ES looking for Asia high. Ooh, that would be a crazy reversal. I don't know about that. Would I support NFP or CPI? CPI is probably better. NFT or CPT, bro? What are you talking about? Held on the risk of winning. I mean, a lot of traders tend to get overconfident, and that can be not good. That's as most of they'll say. Days are the best mostly. Wednesday is actually my most profitable day, but I think it's just random sample size. I'm talking about the last 2 months. I was thinking weekly ranges have been so big, I can't see it turning choppy over a weekend. I agree. I mean, volatility is pretty high right now. Yes, potential short. I'm looking for it. Just got to see some very clear structure. You know, the 2-minute chart here is pretty clean. I think the 2-minute CISD is our best friend. I mean, yeah, technically we can click sell right now on the 1-minute chart. That's a really large move. Definitely gonna de-risk. I don't even have a choice. I have to de-risk. Be a monster trade. 2 minute just had the cleanest CISD. 5 minute gap was traded into just now. All right, we'll see if we can start seeing signs that we're potentially flipping order flow. That would be, first sign would be following, respecting this city. So far, we're just going right above it. Now, let's say the market does this. I'd short right away then. I don't have to wait for 2 minute, nothing. Any breaker that forms after buy side swept is an immediate short for me. I'm on NQ. First payout. Which prop firm, Ferris? If it's Alpha, I'd take it as soon as possible. If it's any other firm, I'd aim for $2,500 and request 500. Right. Let's see. Does it immediately break lower or does it just continue higher? If it continues higher, no trade. Easy. It's lucid. Yeah, aim for 2,500, request 500. Yeah, 5K funded. Depends on the drawdown, brother. It's not the IFEG I would care about, it's the CISD. I want to see a lower body. We'd have to close below here. 30-second chart looks really clean right now. Give me a stop loss under 100 points and I'll be happy. Speed now is your most important factor. Speed is the most important factor. I would like to see speed here. I want this to form a gap, stay open, and the next candle just boom, all the way down. Stay open here, all the way down. Just one really long extended candle. That's what would convince me. We have to see that breaker. So far, not seeing any signs of bearish order flow, just still bullish. No, not a sweep. I want to see a break. And what I'm expecting, it's not really about what I'm expecting at this point. If we break lower, I expect it to run lower. If we fail to break lower, I expect it to probably be a no trade day and just either consolidate or keep going up slowly. No, 2 minutes not that much better. It's pretty much the same. It's all essentially the same. 1 minute, 2 minute. I think 1 minute is probably your best if you go right at the line. Oh, they're the same. I could probably just short the. Would I get 2 contracts anyways? No, I wouldn't. So yeah, I might as well just wait for the CISD or the full breaker because I won't be able to short it anyways with 2 contracts. It's going to be a 1 contract short no matter what is what I'm saying. And then we'll be a little bit more aggressive on the pyramid. Belonging to the moon. Well, not sure where the moon is, so I have a strict framework. I have a strict. I have a lot of rules, and my entry models are also static. My entry models are always the same, but I do this. I don't take every single setup. There's definitely a little bit of decision making involved with what trades I take, where I think price can go. But this could be a bullish OB long. Sure, if you're bullish, yeah. I won't take it. I don't believe in Asia high as a draw. So this if this wants to just keep going up, sure, just let it do its thing. I won't look for that personally. Or R typically. Depends on the model. Right, multiple models. Speed here is best friend. We're definitely gonna get short here if this closes strongly. This closes nicely. One contract. Can always short the lower low as well. Yikes, that's a big stop. Alright guys. Definitely an aggressive trade, but we're gonna try it. Entering off of the inversion. Front running the CISD. See if we're right about this reversal. We're de-risked. We got a pretty good entry actually, so we can maybe pyramid early on. Okay, gotta do some math here quick. Okay, happy with this. If we get a strong candle lower here, no, actually, oh shoot, I didn't even put a stop loss yet. What am I doing? Totally forgot. I'm front running the CISD here, just for a better risk, because we're only risking 0.5% of the account right now, which is nice to take 0.5% risk. Normally I risk 1%. This is 0.5%. Maybe a little bit more, 0.55, 0.6. To get an earlier pyramid. It could be such an aggressive trail, but it low-key should just flush. If we're bearish here, we should start seeing really quick, strong candles lower if we're bearish. Not this candle. Not this one. What would I give this trade? You saw it 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Took a little bit long here. There is SMT though. It looks like we will make a higher high here. But we will take a 0.5% loss. Holy shit. Did we get spread out on that? Plus 160. So we could still frame another trade. Potentially. We'll see. We'll just wait and see what happens here for now. Down 150 bucks. We'll see. Potentially a resweep. Potentially we're just bullish. We broke back above the buy side, which essentially was this red line. So if we're above that, it's probably bullish. If you break back below, it's possible it also just goes sideways Doesn't necessarily have to go lower. I think this is just really clean though. Like this is messy. If we just leave this, I'd be quite surprised. No, no. All the criteria was there. I think the bias may just be wrong. The macro wouldn't have really made it any better or worse, in my opinion. I mean, if we're bullish, we're bullish. It doesn't matter if I short the macro or if I short 1045. It just depends where we go. IBKR, just because all my stocks are there, so I just put everything in one place. Put everything in one place. For that reversal, what did you need more besides first IFG, SSL, and below? 8:30 midnight opening price is the most important. And then the speed from the level that we sweep. So whether it's a sell side sweep, say you're taking a long sell side sweep, or any higher time frame gap, I should have went down earlier and instead it made a zebra. I was bearish today. I'm still bearish. Well, we have an idea. I don't know if I'll be confirmed. If I can somehow get a stop under, we lost like $30 more than we were meant to. I think TGIF, even if TGIF is in play, that should be done. That should be TGIF hit, right? I believe so. Yeah, I mean, we're almost at 30% TGIF. ES already is, so. TGIF played out already. The reversal long. I didn't enter because there was no A plus model. Let's say we swept this low and we expanded all the way above here. I mean, I was bearish. I mean, that's why I didn't take the reversal long, if I'm being honest. That's why I didn't enter. Even if it did form, I wouldn't have. We'd have to sweep this low. You have to be bullish. So that's I guess that's the part that I didn't discuss. You have to expect higher prices, and I would have potentially expected higher. My game plan was to look for TGIF if we swept out the low of day. Then I would have considered it TGIF long, but we didn't. But even if I was, there's no model in here to take. There's not really any model. This is, yeah, I don't think we'll take the next reversal. Unless one candle just immediately drops like this. We'll probably wait for the next retraction. Or no more trades. We did not sweep Asia. Yeah, I agree. Which frames SMTs for long? I don't look at that personally. See what this wants to do. This is just a waiting game now. Just a waiting game. Yeah, it looks like it's just trending up. I don't know how high it'll go though, which is why I'm not interested in longs. We'd have to really break lower for me to trust anything. We're gonna have a 15-minute gap under. It's kind of a 4-hour CB as well. Yeah, I'm still bearish, if I'm being honest. Cruel market. Wouldn't take this inversion. Would have wanted to see a gap form there. See if we use these two up close candles as a bearish order block. If I take a trade, I kind of want to frame a trade. That's 70 points. Oh my. I want to try to frame it with a stop loss under 60 points. But that's probably going to be too difficult of a task. Ten 17. I shorted 10-17 too. Was it A plus plus? No. But I think if we were bearish, it's a good short. I think we may just be offside. Let's wait and find out. Don't have to overthink it. I'd say don't kill your psych and call it a day. TBA, so this seems too promising. My psych is very, very homeostasis. Don't worry. Today I did a good journal. Good, brother. I'm proud of you. ES and NQ is trading below highs while I was catching up. I think it's still bullish. Possible. Very possible. Thought it was a great trade. Just an unfortunate candle to get in. I agree. Wouldn't overthink it. Enter on 7438. I don't know what that is, but yeah, I'm chilling. I do wish the stop losses were tighter because I can't manage exactly how I'd want to, but nonetheless, we'll be down less than like 1.25, I'd say at most. If we lost another 150, we got 300, the 1.25%, so not a big deal. I think like 75 point stop is probably the most I'd go. When is betting? Why do you keep changing accounts, bro? 1030 reversals, possible. We have a 15-minute gap under us. First time joining a live stream, always trading solo and doing this so far. Appreciate you, bro. Just have to wait. It should be quite obvious, we don't want to force any shorts. Should be quite obvious. If it's not obvious, we don't have to do anything. Would they ever make smaller contracts? It's possible. If we get really volatile, like the average candle's 100 points, they probably would, right? I think they'd have to. I don't know, though. It's probably a lot of work. Meetings always after live stream. 10:30 now. Indicator is not drawing a vertical line. Maybe it's on the next candle. A 15-minute gap. A 15-minute candle did close pretty weak. It's hard to say. Like, if we were bearish, this is exactly where we should reject from. Shouldn't go any higher. Specifically, the top of the hourly SIBI. See if that vertical line comes up at 10:30. Otherwise, my indicator is not working. Cool. Kind of want to be a little bit aggressive, but I don't know. The volume's also dying out here. Oh, you're happy to bring out an MMQ. Dude, I'd be really happy if they did that. Imagine I could trade 10 contracts and risk like 200 bucks. That'd be great. That'd be so wonderful. That would be very wonderful. Market is really dying out here. Really dying out. If you look at ES, it's just completely sideways overlapping candles. Dude, the permitting opportunities would be great. Yeah, they'd be great. Potential 5-minute CISD play. 90-point stop. 50% of the range is here. The entire range is far. It is 10:30. Don't really like the stop loss, if I'm being honest. Don't don't quite think this is something I can execute. Quite hard to execute. We would have to wait for a protraction probably. Just watching this. A better color. Awful. I think that's better. 35. A little bit less dark. One trade at 0.5% risk. We lost. Short at 10.16. I was front running the CISD. Failed. Now we're waiting to see if it wants to break lower. Maybe a protraction. Maybe nothing. Short this. My model hasn't even really formed. I don't really see anything clear. Mini, micro, and nano. Nano sounds good. Could frame a 76-point stop here. Say we treat that as an order block. Trust this high. That's a protraction. Is it a protraction? Not really. Not a protraction. 64-point stop though sounds wonderful. But I can't take a trade just because the stop loss is 64 points. That is not a good reason to take a trade. Can't really trust this high. There's no Sibi. We'd have to wait for something better. 15-minute gap. It's at 521. Probably think those are relative equal lows. Could be grabbed. We'll just see. We can always take a 1050 macro. ES has really clean equal lows, and we can just wait for that and see what happens after. I want to get in short, if I'm being honest. I don't necessarily think we'll bounce off of the 15. There's just nothing here to get short off of. Yeah, there's a breaker. I'd use this. The 2 minutes probably the cleanest. Let me see the 2 minute breaker. Yeah, 2 minute chart's pretty clean, I'd say. 3 minute might be even better. 2 minutes the better. This is your breaker here. I think the 2 minute one's the cleanest, or I would just use the inversion. Whatever's cleanest, in my opinion, is the best thing to use. We may have to wait for the next protraction, given that we're inside the 15. Could bounce at any point here. I could take this as a deferred reversal. That doesn't seem too bad. We can get up into that. Yeah, actually, I like that. We can get up into this, trade into that. There's a deferred reversal off the breaker. Sort of a breaker retest. Stop at the high. I would like that. That's what we're doing. One of these. Potentially we just go. Four, two, three is EQ. Is that what we're doing? Straight down to EQ. No protractions. I don't even know if I could take a retracement now. I suppose I could. Just wait for a 1050 macro here, guys. We have to wait, kind of. We missed the initial breaker. I wanted a retest, maybe. Wouldn't be surprised if we bounce higher as well, so it can't be too bad. Pretty strong candle. Consider selling short in this civvy. Likely my last chance. If it's gonna go lower. Bias is bearish. That's a strong candle. I'm not gonna click sell just yet, just because of how strong that candle is. Maybe if it trades back to the bottom, just immediately pulse higher. Don't like that. Don't like that. It'd have to pulse back lower. Otherwise, this may just flush all the way up. If it trades back to the bottom of the gap, I'll short. Looks pretty strong, in my opinion. People will definitely be longing this at the 15-minute gap setup. Okay. That'll be my short. Whoa, did I just say something crazy there for a second? Um, this will be my last trade of the day, guys. At least on my live account. 86-point stop. Not too good. This broker always has delayed delayed P&L updates, which I don't really like. Anyways, entering short off the breaker retest, and this for that guy. This is a deferred reversal model. We missed the initial one, selling it on the retest. Yeah, see if we can flush equilibrium here. Like this gap, at this point, I'd probably break even if we traded down to here. Drop down to a 1-minute chart. You know, if price trades back into this gap, I'll likely take my risk off because at this point in time, yeah, we're back at 50%. Wouldn't want to hold any risk. So that's the game plan. Pretty simple trade, I would say. Is it A plus? Hard to say. The next stop loss trail will be here, logically. For now, we just hold it. Live account is in like personal brokerage. It's too bright. 34. A little better. Put that there. See, that does not work. I think 40% is good. So we're approaching 1050 macro. Opportunities for pyramiding may be present. Even something like this could be a good pyramid. If we sweep the high, break lower, that's a pyramid. If we just break lower, that's also a pyramid. Let's see what we can get. I would use Trade Evade if I were you. Mine is not good. Why not wait for the 1-minute CISD? You could. Not a bad thing. This just gives me more range to work with. I think ES will maybe make a higher high here. Anyways, we just wait. Might take some time. It's been kind of sloppy in here. So just gotta be a little patient with this one, see what it wants to do. Short premium imbalance. Yeah, essentially. Is it? It is not a good idea to short here. Okay, don't short then. That OD retest would have been a good entry as well. TP. I don't really set TPs. Best case scenario is low of day. We're just gonna see what the market gives us. Best case scenario is low of day. I wouldn't hold anything past that. Put this here for now. I don't like setting the limit order. We make a higher high here. So if we make the higher high, which what we did already, then the market breaks lower, makes a lower low. I'll short one contract and trail. So something like this. Be a 1050 macro. There. The average will be around here. Yeah. It's gonna be a little bit more extreme risk, but it's fine. Or 50% of the breaker. The entire leg here. But down close candles. We have to see some speed below this low for me to want a pyramid. Should be seeing speed here if we're bearish now, approaching the 1050 macro interval. ES is forming a potentially nice. If this candle can close weak, that'd be a pretty good sign, I'd say, on the S&P. A lot of overlapping. Definitely high resistance. I don't want to touch the stop loss when you see a little bit more high resistance. Have to give the trade a little bit more room. Make another higher high. Two sets of higher highs now. Yeah, how we close here is kind of important. If we close above, it's not a good sign. We're really working in this breaker. Back and forth. I think you hit SL. It's not nice. Decent closure there. Too early to tell. One contract. This is one micro, guys. You can see the P&L. This macro. I mean, just started 2 minutes ago. Yo, France versus Norway. I think Norway's gonna win, bro. I think Norway wins or draw. Got on is just noise. We did the hard part, guys. We just have to wait and see what happens now. How much more we can do. If we get speed here, I'll pyramid. See a lower body. Daily like a mitigation block here. Y1 micro because my stop loss is 85 points. I'm gonna try to make it 2 micros. I don't know if they'll give me an opportunity to, but I'm gonna try. So like I could be aggressive here in pyramid and trail already. It's a possibility. 80. Let's do that. Let's reduce the risk here. All right, guys. Stop loss trail to 580. If we get a bearish fair value gap, I'll pyramid. If we get the mitigation, I'll pyramid. Yeah. And then maybe we can take one off at 423 equilibrium or the gap here. That'd be nice. It take a while though. 580. We did get a civvy. So I'm gonna short next candle if it just trades slightly higher. Let's get a little bit better fill. Come on. Be a nice little fill. At least it meet every balance. Alright, I'll take one there. So let me a little bit over ideal risk, but it's fine. 80 is what I want. What I want. Barely breaching 1%. So this fair value gap would have been a better opportunity to a pyramid. I really want to see how we do if we get below here. That's going to be the main takeaway is if we get below here, is it with speed? If so, that has a really good chance to flush. If not, maybe the end of the trade idea. Open up the journal. Save myself some time, start journaling, because won't be able to do anything here for a while. Trade. What's that? Fusion rating. I didn't really execute much better on that first one. So again, you really want to see speed below here. Otherwise, it'll kind of tell you that it's probably going to be a little bit more choppy and not really flush like. Straight I took. I mean, initially we had. I'll go low resistance protocol. Yeah. First trade was one con. I'm just starting my journal, save myself some time. Really sloppy back and forth price action here. Hopefully lunch. I don't want to hold this too long, but Hopefully lunch can deliver some movement. Trade aftermath. Session notes. Not really any session notes to annotate there. This trade, I believe our first entry was 1042. Not sure of the outcome on this trade, but at least we got a pyramid. I haven't gotten a pyramid in a while, so I'm glad I was able to on this one without reaching over 1% risk. Okay, we're slightly over, but it's okay. It's about as close as I can get. There's unfortunately not much more I can do. We took this as a deferred reversal model. The initial risk of this trade for 85 times 2. It's 85 times 2. 170. Again, there's not much I can do here, guys. We're just waiting. See what the market wants to do. It'll decide for us. We just wait. Again, nothing I'll do unless, if it stops me, it stops me. If we break below here, that's when we can maybe trail. Trade rating, I'd probably give this one closer to an 8, given that it was in the latter half of the session. Execution rating, too early to tell. Trade summary, retest, breaker. Trade aftermath again too, but we did get a pyramid. Okay. It's taking a while, guys, but we'll see how this goes. Journaling site, I don't have a link for it, brother. It's something I use personally. Built it myself. Oh, 150k account with a 9k buffer. How much I risk per trade if I only take one trade? Probably 500. If you have a 9k buffer, I mean, what account is it? What kind of payouts can you get? You don't stream on YouTube? I'm live on YouTube, brother. I'm live on YouTube right now. You have any videos on pyramiding? No. I don't know how long the video would be. That's the only reason. Pyramiding is just adding contracts into your trade without increasing your maximum risk. All right, it's 11 a.m. now. Hopefully we don't make a new high here and then break lower. That would kind of suck. It is what it is, though. This high, it's intermediate term high, so yeah, I like where my stop loss is. 580. Yeah, it's 580.25. If I'm gonna get stopped, I want it to be exactly at the high. I have a Lucid 150k Pro. Okay, so you need 40% consistency to start requesting. I would just make that journey as easy as possible to get 40%. How long did it take for you to get profitable? I was break even when I first started for some time. I don't know, maybe I would probably say like a year and a half or 2 years, probably 2 years. That's when things started getting a lot better. Who's playing again today? Norway, France, Iraq, Senegal. Forget the others. But Norway, France is playing. That's gonna be so fun. No offense, I don't mean to bug or lecture you, but lately you seem a bit distracted. What makes you think I'm distracted? Are you still trading that ICTBS? Likely. GATIE is the go because he's not one of those obnoxious, annoying TikTok traders. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I'm pretty calm and boring. PA today is shit. I was bearish, but after I see 9 to deliver, I said, fuck it. Hands up another day. That's a good thing to do, brother. You're in the same short as me. Well, good luck to us, I guess. If you have $600 left of drawdown and 50K qual, I would just continue to follow the system, brother. Continue to follow the system. Be trading on 50Ks. What's the risk management look like? Depends on my goal. It depends. Sometimes this is a live account, yeah. This is a live account trade. I don't know why people hate ICT for me. It works so well. I got 5 payouts this month. I mean, people will hate. It's fine. Activation fee and alpha futures. What does that mean? It means when you pass the account, you have to pay a fee to activate. This week was challenging. Only traded 1 day and got break even. That's okay. That's a pretty good outcome, Pierre. Good job. Why I choose NQ over ES? I'm just always choosing NQ going forward. Just make my life easy. That's the only reason. Took the same short but closed at $300 profit. Think I'm done for today. Nice, bro. Yeah, we saw some profits for some time, but they didn't really flush lower. Not like we were anticipating it to. You know, we didn't enter for just a little bit. I think Norway might win, bro. I think it'd be fun if Norway won. I would have been cooked today if I didn't trade Asia and London. Nice. This is a live account. What you're seeing on screen is a live account. If I have low to data. I have low to data forever, no limit if you want. No, I'm okay. Thank you, though. This week's price action was very difficult. Or my loan on this? I don't think it was the easiest. But we'll see. Depends what's your definition of profitable. Depends what your definition is. Alpha premium or zero. If you're a beginner with zero payouts, I'd use the zero one because it's cheaper. Otherwise premium. I mean, I use premium. I think premium is better, but when you're first starting out, there's nothing wrong with using the zero plan. Balance should I go for on my 50K for me to pay out? Depends which firm. If it's Alpha Futures, request it as soon as possible. Any other firm, I'd probably say aim for 2,500 and request 500, or just go for a max payout. So get 4,000, request 2,000. I would have been cooked today if I didn't trade Asia and London. Asia had a pretty nice sell-off. We may need to start trading Asia more actively. It's 11 a.m. here. Market's really sideways. Just have to wait. I'm using IBKR. Oh, I would not recommend, but if you want to know how much CAD, well, firstly, you have to switch it to USD, I think, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think you have to do that. Secondly, if you're trading, brother, if you're trading IBKR, I think the margin is, I think it's like 2,500 CAD. No more. I think it's like 3,000 CAD. You got stuck in consolidation. I'd agree. What's micro or macro? Those are two different things. Micro is a contract. Um, Macro is a specific time. Um, Alpha is my favorite firm. The stack ties are concerning for me. Stack ties. Straight for 5 years. I use IBKR, CAD, or US. I go live every day, yeah. This is my live account, yeah. If I'm not trading my live, I'll tell you guys. I'll tell you guys, no live account today for whatever reason. Staring at me. Wants me to trail here. 553. What's the risk like on 553? 42. 42 sounds pretty nice. 42 sounds pretty nice. See if we get an intermediate term high before I trail. Yeah, 1103 is not bad. Three is not bad at all. Five, 5, 3. Just trying to frame a picture. If could we potentially sweep and go lower? I mean, it's not an intermediate term high yet. I'd really want to see ideally this form a short term high lower. But I mean, let's just say we inversed. If we inverse that 527, I'd probably just close the trade manually. So not trailing it effectively, but prepare to close. See a short-term high fail here. If we get a really strong candle here, it's a pretty good sign. Just goes to trade it into the CIBI. Showed sensitivity. 2-minute, for example. See how this 2-minute closes. You trailed and pyramided. Nice. You probably built up a nice position if you got 2 pyramids there. I like to pyramid when it's really obvious. Like, this isn't like the most obvious delivery A plus price action, you know? Looking at this, and I think I likely want to get out now. I'm just going to wait for an intermediate term high. How can I only trade NQ? Just make my life. It's the one I have most experience on, so I'll just make my life easier. See how this closes. What a chop fest, huh? What do I rate this setup now? What setup? You mean what do I rate the trade I'm in currently? The initial trade I took was an 8 out of 10 in my opinion. He took the same on ES. I don't know what to tell you, bro. It's unfortunate. Sometimes NQ will be better. Sometimes ES will be better. Uh, my advice, what I find to be most peaceful, is just pick one and stick to it. NQ did look weaker, and there were signs. You know, there were definitely signs. Okay, see now this is an intermediate term high. I'm comfortable to trail 553. I'm comfortable to trail 553 because it's officially an intermediate term high. Just get this over with, man. Like, I'm not even asking for much. Just 50%, I'll partial and set it off. 5-3A will be the next pyramid. I mean partial. 538 is such a low stop. That's such a beautiful number. I would pyramid if this price action was A plus, but this is the most sloppy price action ever. I don't want a pyramid when it's looking sloppy. I'd rather just hold with de-risk, if that makes sense. Wow, we made a lower low for a long time. All right, we'll trail to 53850. Although it's not an intermediate term low, it did or high, sorry, put into the fair value gap. I am hoping we can take a partial at this old fair value gap. I will take it right at 420 on the 5-minute. Reason being, It's a discount PD array. And it'll make it so that we are break even on the day, I believe. And plus a little. It's very nice to see that potentially. We cover our loss. If you're on ES, I genuinely am a little bit sorry for you. I feel bad. This really should flush. If it spends any more time, it's just not good. Let's say we hypothetically inverse this fair value gap strongly. I can potentially break even. I would want to see this stay open ideally. Obviously, that would make it very easy, but not just because it would mean more profit for me. Just it would show that well, we can probably flush. I think I could likely break even at that point. 535.75 is a good stop. 535.75. We worked pretty hard for this one. It would be nice if we can reward ourselves a little bit. I'm watching this flush. It's really strong. I'll put a buy stop. Oh, what did I just click? Okay, nice. The best logical stop I can get is a no revisit 516. Nah, 527. Guys, we partialed one there, covered the previous loss. And it's 50% 5-minute busy. Break even is definitely looming, I would say. I would want to. We'll see. I may have to manually close break even. We had to work so hard for this trade, bro. Make my life. Like, just give me a Trump candle. Like, don't tell me we did all this just to end break even on it. That'd actually be funny. It's not worth the stress, in my opinion. 10:43 we entered. I guess it hasn't been that long. It's only been 33 minutes. It felt like a lot longer, if I'm being honest. I just think it'd be funny that if we waited that long just to break even, just not worth the struggle. Net liquidation value, what does that mean? How much we secure on that partial? That's the importance of pyramiding. We wouldn't have been able to partial that. I don't know how much we secured. 511 with an exit at 413. Almost 200 bucks. Give me the most sensitive candle. I'm gonna go break even here. We did this all for a potential partial. I do think we'll likely cover the commission there. Yeah, we're out of the trade there, guys. It's a pretty strong candle. Well, we can get dinner for 2. It's not bad. There's a good partial. The exit was 11.17. Initial entry 10.43. Hopefully we didn't get stopped prematurely. I didn't want to hold too long. I think Trump speaks at 12:30. It was a nice one on the. Whoa, sorry. It was a nice one on the funded though. It's 11.17. We worked so hard for nothing, pretty much. But we'll take it. I don't think that was the best trade. I say that because at one point we were uplifting $250 worth of risk. Although we had good potential, we had nearly $200 worth of risk. Stop at 524. We were initially risking 170, but eventually we did go up to 250. Session notes. Okay, tricky session. Likely sloppy because of Trump's speech. And again, I was hoping this just flush lower. To me, it looks like it's going to potentially go higher. So it was just a retracement. We didn't get the flush that we wanted. If you traded ES, you didn't even get a chance. You really didn't even get a chance. Someone was working under for an hour. Looks true. This is the 50% in keyword trace on the 15 minutes. Yeah, I agree. That's what it looks like. That's why I was framing a potential partial. It took way too long. So happy I waited for 10:30 next. Would you aim for Asia? That's what I was aiming for. Oh, you mean Asia highs? No. I still wouldn't look for Asia highs. I'll tell you what, bro. I think Trump will decide what happens to this market. He has a speech during lunch. The long looks A plus minus time factor. I think it's a pretty good setup for a lunch continuation idea. Target the 10 a.m. highs. I think it's a very good idea, actually. Are you trading PM session? Maybe. It's possible. Oh, holy shoot. We gotta do a bootcamp meeting. They've probably been waiting for so long. To be fair, I've been waiting for a really long time, too. Bootcamp meeting, 11:30 a.m. I'll do 11:30. I gotta finish my journal here, so... Okay. Our initial entry. So we had the inversion here that we used initially, which was stopped. And we had the breaker. You'll actually notice we never invalidated that 1 minute breaker. Pretty cool. Breaker. Yeah. High, low, higher, high, lower, low. Respected that nicely. And I'll mark out the intermediate term highs. We could still go lower, by the way. I wouldn't be surprised. But those were my trails. How did you guys do today, man? How'd you guys do today? I haven't really journaled the aftermath yet. How'd you guys do today? Lost 1 R, 2 trades. That's not bad. 2 trades minus 1 R. That's pretty good potential. It's always good if you can get multiple trades, but your outcome is like very low loss. It means you opened yourself up to potentially make a lot of money. How did we execute, guys? Okay. I think that trade was an 8 out of 10. It's a really good deferred reversal model. Like, we waited for it to show that it was weak. We traded the retest. I like that. I think that was an 8 out of 10 trade. But how did we execute? We did have to go over risk a little bit. 250. but it was fine. I mean, we still would have been down less than 2% on the day, which is, I guess, the worst possible outcome. So it's not the worst. I think the pyramid with the partial was really good. Should we have left our stop loss here? Probably would have closed on this inversion anyways. Could have given it an extra 15 points perhaps. I think my exit was 509. If I did 15 points, it's hard to say. I think your entry was my first partial. Oh, your entry was my first. Oh, so you shorted here and then pyramided? Reduced loss shorting. Nice, bro. Reduced loss. I love that. I love when people tell me they took a reduced loss. Well done. Well done, not assuming the full risk. Sometimes you'll go for a reduced loss. And it won't pay off for you. But sometimes you'll do it and it's really good. Would have hit trailed SL, so it's very good that we did that in hindsight study. Yeah, I mean, I think I'll give myself like a 9 out of 10. Honestly, I mean, the partial was really good. The holding, the patience, I think that was pretty good. I'll put that in the journal. I gotta figure out which one here. This is the second one. And that'll be that, guys. I'm gonna save that. And the first trade we took, session notes, tricky. I'll say, more choppy than anticipated. You know what? It wasn't really more than anticipated. It was pretty much exactly as anticipated. I'll just say it was choppy. I literally said there's a good chance it was going to be sloppy, so I'm not surprised. No point in saying it was more than anticipated. London High and hourly Sibi. Run the CIC. The nice inversion. Choppy. There's not much I can do here. First trade, probably give it a 7 out of 10. Execution, I mean, we just got stopped immediately. There was nothing. Good risk management. Good risk management. Pretty bland day for me. It's pretty bland day. How did this is my own website, guys. If you guys want to make your own, I have a video on YouTube teaching you guys how. I can't give you guys that one. It's very tailored to me. And there's also private stuff that I keep track of, so I can't share that exact one. Break even today so far. I'm in a long right now. I actually really like this long. If you got in somewhere at here, targeting the 10 a.m. highs is not a bad play, in my opinion. I got a journal on Twitter still. I gotta text my friend. I even told Okay. I got a journal on Twitter. Red journal on Twitter then called. Why not TradeZella? I do use TradeZella as well. I use both. TradeZella gives me the statistics and the reporting and the AI analysis, while that one is more personal for pre-market plans, daily outlooks, so on and so forth. June 26, 2026. Followed my plan. Was choppy as anticipated. Not the best. trading, but glad I was able to practice risk management and patience. Managed to get a pyramid today, which I wanted to work on going forward. And it paid. It paid nicely. Net results. Nothing. I mean, we're up nothing. 37 divided by 250. 37 divided by 250. We're up plus 0.15%. We just covered risk. Initial risk. Trade. I'll just say net result. Let's just keep it simple. At least we followed the game plan nicely. It was a good practice. It was a good practice day, you know. It was a good practice day. Thank you for the signal. Well, this guy made way more money than me. What? How did you? That wasn't my signal. This wasn't not me. It's not me. It's all you. I got a better entry than me. How is this my signal? Can you go over what your draw on liquidity was? Yes. I'll go over the full day, and then 11:29. Okay, we gotta do it quickly. I was shorting, anticipating that we could get a full reversal. The low of day currently is Asia. Let me go back to this full screen. The current low of day is Asia. I thought there was a chance we could take that, but in the chance that I was wrong, I was partialing at a discount PD array. So this 5-minute fair value gap in discount of the range. So from the lowest low to the highest high, 50% is that red line. I thought if I'm wrong, this is a good place to take a partial. Now, if I didn't take a loss prior, I likely would have just sat break even and held the trade because there's a lot of room. You know, that's 250 points. So there's a really good chance it could have done that. So I was aiming for that, but that's where I partialed there because it was 50% of the range. There you go. You know, ended up being a continuation. We're gonna take out that high. Yes, already took it out. And that's the business for today. So we were traced into 50% of the range. And then we delivered the buy side. Anyways, I appreciate all you guys coming through to the live stream. I will see you guys live Monday. Let's finish off. Next week will be fun, in my opinion. Next week will be fun. There's a lot of red folders. I will see you guys then. I appreciate all you guys coming through. We'll announce giveaway winners either this weekend or Monday, Tuesday, something like that. So take care. Stay safe. Trump speaks at 12:30. I'm not sure what he's talking about, but that's when he speaks. And peace out, boys.